not speaking up for women and girls. And I'd also like to talk about the women who paved the way for women today to have this opportunity. So my thought is, what would the women of yonder, the ones who fought in the 1900s, early on, to get women to where we are now in this arena, what do you think they would say if they were still alive in reference to what's going on today in women's sports? Well, ladies, move over and make room for the strong men. Black women athletes have made significant contributions to track and field throughout history. And here are some examples. And before I get into the examples of some of these athletes, I would just like to throw it out there. We're going to just throw it out there that women today, Black women today, these women paved the way. But I'm just kind of curious if these women were not able to get themselves into these track and field programs and was able to provide for themselves and their families, what would they have done? I don't know. But I flip that now to say those were opportunities that Black women had. So now I would argue that opportunities are being taken away from the Black woman to give it to men. Opportunities are being taken away from women in the track and field in sports and being given to men. Large white men at times. Just saying. Wilma Rudolph. Rudolph was the first American woman to win 3 gold medals in a single Olympics at the 1960s Games in Rome. 1960. Wow, they let the Negroes out in the 60s? You could leave the country? My God, that's shocking to know you could leave the country. Anyway, she overcame polio as a child and went on to become one of the most dominant sprinters of her time. Alice Coachman. Coachman was the first Black woman to win an Olympic gold medal at the 1948 Games in London. God damn it, if they let them out in the 60s, they let them out in the 48. These are Black people, right? She set a world record in high jump and became a symbol of hope for Black Americans during time of segregation and discrimination. Florence Griffith Joyner, known as Flo Jo, I remember Flo Jo, Joyner set world records in the 100s and 200-meter sprints at the 1988 Olympics in Seoul. Her one-legged racing suit and elaborate hairstyles made her a fashion icon as well as a track and field legend. Jackie Joyner Kersee is considered one of the greatest athletes of all time. With 6 Olympic medals, 3 gold, 1 silver, 2 bronze to her name, she set the world record in the heptathlon 3 times and is widely regarded as the greatest female athlete of the 20th century. Allyson Felix. Felix won a total of 9 Olympic medals, including 6 gold, and is the most decorated American Olympic track and field in history. She holds multiple world champions and titles and has broken several world records. And we also have Tidy Pickett and Louise Stokes. They are known as the first U.S. Black women to be selected for the Olympics. In 1932, I tell you, Black people have really come a long way. They were left off the 4x100 relay. Stokes traveled but didn't compete in the 1936 Olympic Games, but Pickett did in the 800-meter hurdles, making her the first Black U.S. woman to compete in the Olympics. Is it any woman? Period. American woman, period. That was a Black woman. Wow, America. Blacks have really come a long way. So there you have it. Those are some of the women who has made significant progress for women in sports in general, in track and field. Some of those are alive and some of them are dead. So now let's talk a little bit about the other part of this video. Tide, Florence, JoJo, Alice, and many more women have passed on. And I believe that they would be rolling over in their graves because of this nonsense that we see currently going on. These women, they paved the way for women to have a place in women's sports. They made women sports, and they would be ashamed. They would be so ashamed of what is happening today. And they would be even more ashamed of those women, those legends who are still alive today but are not competing, but have nothing to say about what's going on. That is even worse. Here are some more women that we didn't mention, and that's currently still alive, at least of when I pulled these footages. Wynomia Titus is the first person to win the 100-meter run in a back-to-back Olympics, winning gold in 64 and in 68. Titus also competed in the 200-meter. Diratu Turu, born in 72, is the first Ethiopian woman and the first Black African American, a Black African to win an Olympic gold medal. Fatuma Roba, born in 73, is an Ethiopian runner and the first African woman to win gold medal in the women's Olympic marathon race in Atlanta 1996. So these women are still alive. And also, these women are alive. That means they still have their voice. They still have their voice. They still have their voice where they can stand up and speak about these nonsense, crazy things that's going on. They can still help. I know some of them are old, but you still have a voice and you still have common sense. Well, at least I would hope they do. 10,000 subscribers by Christmas. Help me get there. Help me get there. So thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. And we've got some souls to save, starting with these cowardice athletes.